The loss was devastating for Nkemka, Akolisa, and their parents. The villagers mourned with them, offering their condolences and support. They grieved deeply, but consoled themselves with the belief that they could have more children. Weeks turned into months and Nkemka became pregnant again. This time she gave birth to a baby girl, Chizoba, meaning God save. But heartbreak struck once more as their daughter fell ill just like her brother Chidalu. They sought help from herbalists and healers, but the outcome was tragically the same. The villagers began to talk, speculating about the cause of the recurring tragedies. Once upon a time in Umah, there lived a young woman named Nkemka. She lived with her parents, who were respected in the community despite their background. The family was poor, but they were known for upholding their dignity and living an honest life. Nkemka's father, Ejike, was a farmer, and her mother, Nzube, helped him tend to their small plot of land. They worked hard every day to ensure they had enough to eat and a little to sell in the village markets. Although they struggled, their home was always filled with laughter and love. Nkemka had inherited her parents' strong work ethic and kind heart. She would wake up in the morning, help her parents in the field before going to the stream to fetch water. Nkemka was beloved by everyone. As Nkemka grew older, many families began to take notice of her. They admired her for her character and the way she carried herself with grace and humility. Many young men in the village admired her, and their parents hoped she would become their daughter-in-law. It was clear to everyone that Nkemka was a rare gem. Every mother wanted Nkemka to be their daughter-in-law, and fathers would approach Ejike to discuss potential marriage proposals. However, Nkemka's parents were of good judgment. They wanted the best for their daughter and knew that her worth was far beyond material wealth. They believed in the values of hard work, respect, and love. Nkemka too was patient. She knew that the right man would come along, someone who shared her values and her vision for the future. One day, a young farmer named Akolisa, who lived nearby, approached Nkemka's family with a marriage proposal. Akolisa was known for his hard work, respect, and gentle nature. He had admired Nkemka from afar and felt a deep connection with her, even though they had rarely spoken. Ejike and Nzube considered Akolisa's proposal carefully. They knew of his reputation and respected his dedication to his work. And after much discussion, they decided to leave the decision to Nkemka. Nkemka had seen Akolisa around the village and had admired his personality, and when her parents spoke to her about his proposal, she felt a warmth in her heart. She agreed to meet with him. After several conversations, she decided to accept his proposal. She felt a genuine connection with Akolisa and believed they could build a good life together. The news of their engagement spread quickly through the village, and there was much joy and celebration. On the day of the wedding, the entire village gathered to witness the union of Nkemka and Akolisa. It was a beautiful and joyful ceremony filled with heartfelt blessings. Nkemka and Akolisa began their life together. They worked side by side on their farm, caring for their crops and livestock. They supported each other often through the challenges of farming and celebrated their successes together. They were a team bound by love and mutual respect. Nkemka's parents were proud of their daughter and her husband. They saw the happiness and contentment in their eyes and knew they had made the right decision. Ejike and Nzube continued to work on their own farm, but they were always ready to help Nkemka and Akolisa whenever needed. A year into their marriage, Nkemka discovered she was pregnant. The news brought great joy to their home. Akolisa was overjoyed, and Nkemka's parents were over the moon, eagerly waiting the arrival of their grandchild. The pregnancy was smooth and Nkemka continued to work on the farm, taking care of herself and the unborn child. 9 months later, Nkemka gave birth to a healthy baby boy and named him Chidalo, meaning "thank you, God." The family decided to host a feast to celebrate the birth of their son and grandchild. They invited the villagers to join in the celebration. The villagers gathered to celebrate the family. They sang, danced, and were feasted to abundance of food. Nkemka and Akolisa carefully introduced their son to their community. The people were happy to celebrate with them, and the family felt blessed beyond measure. As the months passed, their joy turned to concern when Chidalo began to show signs of illness. He became weak and frail. His cries made them lose strength. Nkemka and Akolisa were heartbroken and sought help from various herbalists in the village. Despite their best efforts and the attention of different healers, Chidalo's condition worsened. The herbalists tried various remedies, but none could provide a cure. Nkemka and Akolisa's hearts were heavy with worry and fear. They watched helplessly as their beloved son grew weaker by the day. Despite all efforts, Chidalo eventually passed away. The loss was devastating for Nkemka, Akolisa, and their parents. The villagers mourned with them, offering their condolences and support. They grieved deeply, but consoled themselves with the belief that they could have more children. Weeks turned into months and Nkemka became pregnant again. This time she gave birth to a baby girl, Chizoba, meaning God save. But heartbreak struck once more as their daughter fell ill just like her brother Chidalo. They sought help from herbalists and healers, but the outcome was tragically the same. The villagers began to talk, speculating about the cause of the recurring tragedies. Some cruelly labeled Nkemka a witch, while others suggested that the children were either cursed or from the river. This tragic cycle repeated itself multiple times until they've lost 11 children in total. Each loss was more painful than the last. The weight of their grief was deep, and the rumors and accusations added to Nkemka and Akolisa's grief. Nkemka was heartbroken, feeling as though she had failed as a mother, and Akolisa could not bear it any longer, and so he decided to take another wife. He married a maiden from the village, and she bore him 5 sons and a daughter. The villagers saw this as confirmation of their suspicions about Nkemka. They believed that her children were cursed and that she was the cause of their deaths. Despite the villagers' harsh judgments, Nkemka remained strong. She found consolation in her faith and in the love of her family. Her co-wife was a kind-hearted woman who treated her with the respect she deserved. Nkemka embraced her co-wife's children as her own, poured all her love and care into raising them. Years passed and Nkemka's childbearing years were behind her. It was during this time that the truth about the tragic losses came to light. It was said that many years ago, Nkemka's mother Akwete had made a promise to a river goddess when she was pregnant with Nkemka. She had vowed to offer something precious in gratitude for a safe delivery, but had failed to fulfill her promise. And the river goddess had placed a curse on Nkemka's offspring as a result of that. The villagers were shocked. The people who had once accused Nkemka of witchcraft were filled with remorse. They realized that she had been an innocent victim of a broken promise. While the knowledge came too late to change Nkemka's past, it did bring a sense of closure and understanding. Nkemka and her family continued to live in peace and harmony. Hello favorite one, thanks for listening to my stories. Your support means the world to me and I couldn't do this without you. Your likes, comments and shares keep me motivated to create more stories. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe and turn on the post notification bell so you never miss out on any of my new stories. Thanks again and see you in the next story.